Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
Every single day you wake up is like a do-over. You know a do-over, right? Let me just do that over again. Let me restart. Let me refresh that. How many times do you bring in what happened yesterday, a week ago, a month ago, 10 years ago, into your present reality? How often does that happen? I'm going to wager that for you and for a lot of the other sisters listening, that's a lot of the time. That you wake up and you take a look at the challenges you had, the shitstorm you had the day before, and you just drag it right the fuck in. That you have the way that you interacted with somebody, the way that somebody interacted with you, your kids, your husband, your friends, your clients, your family, kids' teachers. And you assume that what has happened in the past is what will happen now in the present moment, right? And it's easy to do that, isn't it? Like, it's data. It's data. It definitely has some bearing, right? If we then have a situation with somebody where it's come up again, or they tend to, let's say something simple. They say they're going to follow through with something and they don't, right? Once or twice with someone, you give them a little bit of a pass, something's come up, like it's okay, it's not a big deal. Maybe it's something that's just simple and you're like, okay, it's all right, I got it. But then if it's happened the third time, the fourth, the fifth, what is the way that you tend to now view the situation? Oh, that fucking person doesn't do what they don't, pardon me, let me rephrase this. They don't do what they say that they're going to do because of past history, because of that data, that information. And that's not a bad thing, right? That's a logical thing, right? Would you give someone a task to do that the last 5 times that you've asked them to do it, they dropped the ball? Probably not, unless you're an insane person. You keep thinking like, they're going to do it this time. I believe in you. And then they do it again. It's like, fuck. So we can use the past as a barometer, right? As like some kind of a metric, some kind of a measuring tool to say, wow, in the past this has happened. But we can do it in a positive way, or we can do it in a negative way. Let me choose the negative way first, because this will be one I know is relevant for a lot of you, okay? Do you ever notice you have conversations like this with your husband or your kids? You never, why can't you? I've told you this before. We've talked about this, right? I get it, sister. I get it. I've done it. I do it. I catch myself and I'm just like, wait a second. You always? No, it's not always. You never? No, that's not true either. It's just my insane lizard brain talking right now. Let me back that shit up. Let me kind of back up a little bit and redo this. So we can bring that into the present moment, and it can totally fuck with our relationships, right? It can totally fuck with our relationships. Because listen, have you, and I know, listen, I'm going to say, have you been on this end? Because I know you've been on this end. You've had the situation, we all have, where you did something, you said something, you don't feel good about it, maybe even live with a little bit of regret or guilt. Maybe you've cleared it, you've worked through it, and you're like, I'm not proud of that moment, but it was where I was then. I would choose different today, right? I would say different today. I would show up different today. And then had someone go and throw that back in your face, like ammunition, right? To just unload the barrage of the person that you once were, and to paint that past you brush with the present you. With the present you. To put the past onto you, and you're like, dude, that was like 10 years ago. Right? Or that was a week ago, and we've talked through this, and I thought it was clear. Or that was, like you can still own what your words were, your own what your actions were, your own what your choices were, but you just choose not to drag it into the present because it has no purpose. It has no value. Listen, if you found a way to beat the shit out of yourself, to beat the shit out of yourself to guilt yourself, to shame yourself, to blame yourself, to beat yourself up verbally inside your head, or to actually say it out loud. I'm so fat. I'm such an idiot. I can't fucking do this. I'm not enough. If you found a way that that's actually helpful for you to get the things that you want, then fuck it. You should be doing what I'm doing right now. If you've like cracked the code on that one of like, let me see how I can make myself feel like shit to get things done. Now you might go, wait a second, Karen, wait a second. Sometimes guilt makes me go, oh my God, if I don't get up, I'm going to feel like shit. I'm going to feel guilty. Like just, I get it. There might be an odd situation where you can maybe use that to your advantage. But for the other 99% of the time, 99.8% of the time, it does not do anything, does it? It doesn't get you what you want. You just get stuck spinning around in the stories and like running around like the Tasmanian devil, just spinning, spinning, spinning. It doesn't work. It doesn't get you what you want. I thought about this today a lot as I'm like dropped off my youngest at daycare. I'm dropping off both the kids today and then my oldest Tyson at school. And we had a rough day yesterday. We had a rough day yesterday with kids at the pool, swimming lessons. They love their swimming lessons, but we either get there maybe a little bit early and they got to wait. And it's like, 5-7 minutes might as well be like 5 or 7 hours for a 4-year-old and almost 7-year-old. Like they're just like, oh, in the pool. And then, they got to start when they start. And so they're kids in the pool with their lessons and, understanding patience and understanding time. And then there's the dismount. There's the exit out of the pool, which is, again, I swear we're like the only fucking family. Maybe just at our pool. Maybe you experienced this too, sister. But like, you're getting them out of the pool. Like they don't want to get out of the pool. They just want to stay in. And they're not at a point, they're not like babies. So we're not in the pool with them, right? I don't have a swimsuit on. I'm like kind of hooped. I'm at the mercy of the teachers trying to convince and persuade and cajole my kids to get out of the pool. And then sometimes it's a blow up and it's a tantrum, right, afterwards. So we had some rough stuff. Now I understand there's always meanings behind the behavior with the kids. There always is. It's towards the end of the day. We do swim lessons at 4:30 to 5, but still they can be tired. I mean, I give them snacks, so I try to reduce the hangry moments, right, that can happen, eliminate that as a variable. But, there's something. They're tired after swimming. They love it. Like, they love it. But it is stressful as fuck. I almost have to, it's interesting because as I record this podcast, I'm like, I kind of go in guarded, but I don't. I actually start each time fresh. I go, today's going to be different. We talk about it a couple times throughout the day. Boys, remember, what are we going to do after the pool? We're going to leave the pool. Awesome. Then we're going to come home, have dinner, have fun. Like, it'll be so great. And then it's like those conversations never happened. And then it's frustration. I got to check me and my ego and my patience and show my kids. Which doesn't always happen. Because parenting and life is not about being perfect. It's about progress. It's about seeing the lessons when they come up and you lose your shit and not beating yourself up because that doesn't get me anywhere, right? I tried that too for years. Again, didn't work for me. Maybe it works for you. You should be in your own podcast. How to beat the shit out of yourself. How to beat the shit out of yourself. Keep saying that wrong. How to beat yourself up. How to take all those hammers of blame, shame, and guilt and like get somewhere in life. Because if you figured it out, show me, tell me, teach me. But for most of us, that shit just doesn't work, right? And then last night, my 4-year-old has discovered his sassy side. Whew! Spicy little fucker he is these days. No. And it's funny because, with our oldest, we had tantrums about 1.5 to 4.5. Like we had 3 solid years of tantrums, like just rough. Kai was totally different. I mean, he would still be like, no, I'd be like, buddy, but we need to be like, all right, mommy. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of fight in that kid, right? Now he's discovered. Now he knows what he wants. And so bedtime is a gong show. They both want daddy. Husband's stressed out about it. He's tired. Kai refused to sleep in his bed. Wanted to sleep in our bed. That's a no. That just doesn't work for us anymore. He doesn't even sleep. If he kind of slept and he snuggled, like that would be fine, but he doesn't even sleep. He just moves around and hits and then gets tired and then wants to talk and like he doesn't sleep, right? So I'm like, gotta go, Kai, let's go sleep on the couch. He's like, okay. Finally, he came down from his another tantrum. And so we lied on the couch for about 45 minutes. He just kept moving. I just said, buddy, like, I'm going up to sleep. And my husband Steve's like, I want to sleep here. And I'm like, fine. My husband finally came to bed. It was like midnight. I hear him come up and I say, honey, thank you. And he's exhausted. He goes, for what? I'm like, for Kai. He's like, he's still on the couch. I didn't want to move him. I'm like, I'm going to go move him. So I move him into bed. So it was rough, right? And then they're tired this morning. But I started today. And I'm out early walking the dogs, and it's raining. And I'm realizing how much I love the rain. It's like a way to, it's like, everything looks fresh, right? Everything kind of gets cleaned up and washed away, and it's like this cleansing. And I realized it was a great metaphor for me to really go into today, which is why I want to share this in this episode with you, sister, which is like, each day is a do-over. I could bring all this shit up in the past. Now, we talked about it, but I'm not going to keep bringing it up. It has no merit. I can't have the same set of eyes that happened yesterday and put that in today's reality. Yes, you can do all the stuff about you get what you focus on and careful what you ask for. I mean, all that kind of shit, right? It doesn't matter. It's just understanding, listen, that like your day, you get to start it fresh each day. You can own your actions from the past. You can be responsible for the choices that you've made, but you can go, you know what? Today I can choose different. I wake up, I'm breathing, I'm grateful, I have life inside of me. I have a life to fucking create. I'm not going to waste it. I'm not going to fucking beat myself up and go, why did I do this? And I'm so awful. And why? And just go, you know what? Today's a fucking do-over. Today is a new day. So here's your more tip for today. Start the day fresh. No journaling for today. I just want you to have this as your reality today. And just think, today's a do-over. Choose to not bring the past into the present. Choose to not hold people hostage for their past actions and behaviors and words. Choose to not beat yourself up about what you did in the past or what you chose or your words. And realize that today is a do-over. So have that be your mantra. Today is a do-over. Today is a do-over. Today is a do-over. If you want, write it on a, post-it note, put it up somewhere, put it as a, something on your phone. Like, just fucking remember this. Today is a do-over. And the journaling that I normally talk about in the podcast, by the way, sister, and if you've been listening to this for a while, I've been talking about this, man. There's a free journal that I'm happy to send to you. There has been, I've got another group going out tomorrow on Friday. So there have been about 140 that have been shipped out so far by the time you actually hear this podcast episode. 140 free journals from me. Limited edition, Women Wanting More, free journals with some extra special gifts inside of there. Everything ordered, packaged, mailed out, waiting in line at the post office, customs forms. For all my U.S. sisters, because most of you are from the States that actually listen to this podcast, about 70% of you. So here's how you get one. If you haven't got one already, you're crazy. All you got to do is take care of a little bit of shipping, and I will send that to you in the next week. So go over to drkarenosmer.com/free journal. And then inside a new Facebook group that I've created a few months ago called the Women Wanting More Experience, there are journal prompts there about 3 times a week. And so these will be ways. So some of you have gotten the journal and you're like, okay, what do I journal? How do I do this? And by the way, there is a how-to journal online course that's in the works right now. It'll be coming to you soon because so many of you have reached out and just said, hey, I just really need to know how to do this. I kind of get it, but I just, give me some more help with this. So because so many of you have asked, I'm going to create that. It's a problem. I'm going to create something that's going to help you with that. So that's coming up soon. But in the meantime, join the Women Wanting More Experience. So here's what you need to do. On Facebook, go up to the search bar at the top, type in Women Wanting More Experience, and request to be added to the group. And as long as you're a female, and I check out your page, and it's not a fake account or something fucking crazy, then I will add you to the group. So Women Wanting More Experience, be added to the Facebook group, and then go over to drkarenosmer.com/free journal and sign up for your free journal today. So I will talk to the next episode, sister. A life of more is one step away from you doing the fucking work every single day. And remember, today is a do-over. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosburn.com/newsletter.